Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Shai. And I give double honor to the apostles of great men, so not rule well. Salutations to the men of the whole plan, since say elect. This is Makazar from Trinidad camp. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson will be something to think on. Alright, because as we see, we are approaching the day, this year has been coined the year of prophecy. All right, and it started off with a bang. Donald Trump, the president of United States, he issued an attack on one of Iran's top general, and Iran also retaliating, attacking America's bases in Iraq. Right, so all that is just a prelude to World War III. So we see the days in closing. Now we see Amazon, all right, paving the way for the RFID chip, where you could make payments via chip, all right, and also articles coming out from InfoWars, where where information came out concerning re-education centers during the hour of martial law. And all these things are biblical prophecies. Martial law, the RFID chip, World War III, they're all biblical prophecies. So now in the time of those troubles, what would you do? All right, as Job said, his ways have I kept, and his words, and basically he kept in his mouth. He didn't forsake none of the ways of the Most High. So will you hold fast to what you've been taught pursuant to 1 Corinthians 15:1, or would you in that day relinquish everything and just fall victim of the flesh? All right, it's just something to think on, because a lot of us in the truth, we say Yahweh Shemi Shai, double honors, we say we soldiers for the Lord, but the true test hasn't yet come. All right, and believe it or not, a lot of men not conditioning their minds for the time that we are about to enter into. They're not conditioning their mind for the hardship that we might have to endure. All right, they're not conditioning their mind to face the troubles that are about to come upon the world. All right, so these are things to think upon. This is Luke chapter 18 verse 8. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? So when Yahweh Shai comes, guess what? A lot of people in the world, men that know that they are Israelites, men that call upon the name Yahweh Shemi Shai, they're actually going to forsake the Lord. All right, a couple years back I had a dream that martial law declared, and we were in the concentration camp, and Esau, they were torturing brothers and basically pleading with them to forsake the Lord. And some of the brothers, they gave in and denied the Lord. All right, and that is just the harsh reality of things. Some brothers' minds are not fully persuaded concerning the truth, and their minds are not fully prepared. Well, truth and the fact, your mind can't be fully prepared for something that you have never encountered, but to somewhat trying to prepare your mind, at least trying to prepare it for the hardship that the scriptures said that will come. And from things that we've seen on the news, and you might see little aspects of it in the movies, you prepare your mind to deal with it on some level, and some men not doing that. All right, And if you don't do these things, guess what? You really gonna fall victim to Esau. All right, and that is why the scripture said, shall he find faith on earth? Because you can have faith now, but what will you do any time, as the scripture say, if you do these things in the green tree, what will you do in the dry? Because when you go back to Matthew, and it talks about the seed that fell on I believe on the stony ground, it said that when tribulation arise because of the word, by and by they were offended. All right, and these were the men that didn't prepare their mind for the evils to come. So you have to prepare your mind for the things that come in. All right, and as I said, the name of this lesson will be, something to think upon. All right, this is Revelation chapter 3 verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So now this was one of the churches, the 7 churches. All right. So, it have brothers that actually going to escape the trouble. Brothers that died in the faith. All right. And some brothers that the Lord might give spiritual powers, or some brothers the Lord might just hide them away until the evil be overpassed. All right. So, but some brothers actually gonna be caught up in the troubles, because it said, what the hour of temptation we shall try them that dwell upon the earth. So, in the event that you be caught up in concentration camps, or not even in the concentration camps, that you're out in the wild, you're out in the wilderness, and there's a lack of food, a lack of water, will you forsake the Lord and take the chip so that you could eat and drink? Or will you forsake the Lord and eat abominable food? Will you eat pig? Will you eat snakes or squirrels or rabbits? Will you forsake the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and do abominations before him because you lost faith? Or will you hold fast to this truth until your dying breath? Because the scripture said, strive for the truth unto death. All right. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. So the Lord forewarned us. It says, we're going to suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Which it could be 10 days, it could be less, it could be more. It could be 10 months. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. So the Lord said, be faithful unto death. All right? So don't give in. These are just things to think about. All right? The times we're about to enter into going to be hard times. So think upon these times. What will you do when these evils shall come? All right? As I said, we can never be fully mentally ready for the times that we are about to enter into, because none of us have never experienced time like those before. But we have to be somewhat ready. We have to prepare our minds to deal with this on a mental level. Because guess what? Believe it or not, our mind could be our greatest or our weakest strength. It could be our greatest or our weakest link. Depends on how you condition it. Depends on how you condition your mind. It can be your greatest or your weakest link. This is 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the 4th part of a cab of dove's dung was sold for 5 pieces of silver. So this famine was so great that they were eating the head of an ass. All right. And now when you're going to dove's dung, it wasn't talking about pigeon shit. Dove's dung was actually talking about a wild herb, a wild flower that grew in Eurasia. All right, you can find it in parts in America. You know, it's a small plant or a family to the wild onion. All right, a plant with a white flower, or another name for it is the Star of Bethlehem. All right, some people say it's poisonous and not to be eaten. It could cause cardiac arrest and other, you know, ailments to the body. But this just show the desperation that the people were in during that time, that, you know, that a wild herb that could actually cause cardiac arrest and an ass's head, which is unclean to eat, was sold for so much money just so that these people could fill their guts. Some things to think about. Some things to think about. This is the name of the lesson. Are you ready to die for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and hold fast to the doctrine and to the things that you have learned? Or are you ready to forsake the Lord and preserve the flesh for a short time? All right. So now I wouldn't prolong this video any longer. You know, as I said, it will be a short video, a short lesson. All right. And the name of it is Something to Think Upon. All right. What will you do when these evils shall come? Something to think upon. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy not rule well. Salutations to the men of the Hope Land Saints elect. This is Makazar from Train.com saying Shalom and stay strong.